Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Cognitive Recalibration Podcast. As usual, I'm your host Shravan. We have Tarun here sitting opposite me.
Hello.
Today we're going to review the long-awaited X-Men movie.
Best movie of the year.
Dark Phoenix.
X-Men Dark Phoenix. What's this movie called?
X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Is it X-Men Dark Phoenix, or is it Dark Phoenix with an X around the X?
It was that, and
or
then
like
they
a
changed
circle
it.
around the X.
Yeah, and then they changed it to X-Men Dark Phoenix. So we'll talk about what we thought about the movie in a second. We'll do the Who Am I, and then we'll jump into the movie, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. I got an excellent Who Am I this time. You'll have no idea who it is.
Kang.
It's one day it will be Kang, but not today. Or maybe it is.
It is Kang.
Little is known about my early life except that I came from an abusive background.
Oh, Kang, yeah.
My healing ability kept me alive and youthful for decades. My abilities were further enhanced by a top-secret government project. I routinely stalk and defeat my arch-nemesis every year on his birthday. Over the years, I have been imprisoned by the X-Men and have also been forced to work with the X-Force several times. I am 6 feet 6 inches tall and weigh 275 pounds. Who am I?
I didn't kind of listen to that. Can you say it again at the end and then I'll guess it? I was just thinking about Kang and him getting abused as a child, and it made me sad. So I didn't listen to it, but I'll listen to it again at the end.
Okay. Hopefully the audience has listened to it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a very difficult one. Let's see. It's an X-Men related one, obviously. Moving to Dark Phoenix. So this movie, it's been through a lot, I think.
It's been through as much as Kang as a child.
Yes, it's had a very abusive background in a way. So it was released on the 7th of June. It's directed by Simon Kinberg, who this is actually his first movie that he's directing, but he was a writer for a lot of movies previously, including some X-Men ones. So some of his previous works in terms of his writing are X-Men The Last Stand, X-Men Days of Future Past, Fantastic Four 2015, X-Men Apocalypse, and obviously this year's Dark Phoenix, where he was the writer and director. It's starring the usual suspects, so all the guys from previous X-Men movies, so James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, Nicholas Hoult, Sophie Turner, Ty Sheridan, and Jessica Chastain.
And they all love being there. They're all having so much fun.
Yeah, they're loving it.
They're loving it.
The budget is $200 million.
Ooh.
We'll talk about whether it looks like it's a $200 million movie, and in terms of opening weekend box office, it's expected to do 39 million, and that is the lowest opening for any X-Men movie. Lower than X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Well, understandably, because that's the best movie ever made. So.
Okay, so we'll talk about the story, I guess. So, non-spoilers, what's the story?
The story. Have you seen X-Men The Last Stand?
A long time ago, yeah. I like to forget it, but...
Yeah, so that's the story.
Not exactly.
It is. 90% of the movie is that story. And then there's Jessica Chastain's character, who actually doesn't have a name in this movie. She's just Jessica Chastain's character. She's in it. Yeah, she's in it as well.
She's in it, yeah.
Yeah, she does stuff occasionally. They go into space for a little bit. It's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer. That's about it. That's the story.
Okay.
It's space with X-Men Last Stand.
Where does the Dark Phoenix come in?
Dark Phoenix. Well, that's Sophie Turner.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They go into space, and then she gets the Dark Phoenix, and then she comes back. Yeah. Then she does Dark Phoenix things.
Okay, so by the tone of our voices, you can probably tell how much we like this movie.
A lot.
Yeah, we loved it.
I really liked it, actually.
It's a movie of the year.
Yeah.
So we'll jump into positives and negatives. Positives. I had some positives. I thought the X-Men do some X-Men stuff in this movie. So in the comics, the X-Men aren't hated. They're more like sort of superheroes, and they're kind of admired in a way. So they're kind of more like the Avengers. So they, in some comics anyway. So these movies have never really explored that. They've always been sort of trying to be outcasts and like trying to move away from society and stuff, and sort of normal humans hate mutants, and they've always sort of explored that theme, but they've never really gone into the theme where X-Men are superheroes. And for the first 20 minutes of this movie, they sort of do that. So that was good. Did you have any positives?
I did. I did have some positives.
Sophie Turner was pretty good.
She's alright.
Yeah.
She's not great.
I thought she was
okay.
okay.
She's okay.
With what she had, I thought she was alright. The cast was okay. Like, I thought they tried.
Not really. Not really. Maybe at some points, but not really.
James McAvoy was pretty good.
Yeah, he tries a bit. His character is shit in this movie, though. There were some unintentionally pretty funny lines. That was my highlight.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's the best part of the movie, the unintentional, hilarious parts.
I guess we'll talk about the rest of the movie, which are the negatives. So what are the negatives?
It's boring.
Yeah, it was a bit...
That's number one. It's boring.
It was a bit uneventful. Like, it's not so bad it's good, even. Like, it's just...
No, it's just boring.
Bland. It's just bland. Not much happens.
So, like you said, the first 20 minutes is pretty okay.
Yeah.
It's not amazing. It's okay. And then for the next... How long is this movie?
It's just under 2 hours.
Just under 2 hours. Okay, so the first 20 minutes is okay. Last 20 minutes is just an action scene that's also okay. And the middle... How much is left in the middle there? Do some maths.
So last 20 minutes and first 20 minutes?
Yeah. And then... Okay, so there's an hour and 20 minutes in the middle.
Yeah.
Where it's pretty much just Jean Grey flying into different places, killing people, and then crying afterwards. That's what happens.
Yeah, and like there's certain characters in this movie that probably don't even need to be there. They're just kind of there for no reason. Like Magneto, I thought he didn't need to be in this movie.
Yeah, he was good though.
Was he?
No, he wasn't. I was hoping you would ask me that question.
He was okay. Like
there's some cool moments with him actually.
Yeah, there was one moment that was just weird, or like that just went on for way too long. I don't know if you remember it with Magneto and Jean Grey.
What, when he goes to a little cabin? When she goes to his little cabin?
Well, it's part of that. There's a scene that we'll talk about it in spoilers.
Yeah. So the middle hour and 20 minutes is all Jean Grey flying into different places and then crying afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a bit of Jean Grey crying in this.
The music was pretty forgettable, even though it's Hans Zimmer.
I can't remember it at all. What's their music in this movie?
A lot of it was like pretty forgettable. We only saw this 2 days ago. Yeah. And I actually can't remember most of it.
It was pretty good though.
Do we have anything else to say non-spoiler?
No. I think I just want to talk spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so overall it was pretty forgettable. Not much.
No one cares about this movie anyway, so we can talk spoilers.
No one cares. Like, the actors don't care. Probably the director.
It had like the lowest box office opening for X-Men, didn't it?
Yeah,
did you say that at the start?
Yes, I did.
Oops, I wasn't listening. Just like I wasn't in this movie.
Yeah, it had the lowest opening. Obviously, it's been through like a lot of reshoots and stuff. So apparently the climax of this movie was completely changed because it was too similar to another movie that came out this year.
People think it's Captain Marvel. I can kind of see how, but also I don't understand why they had to change it to what it was.
And the ending for Captain Marvel wasn't even that good.
Yeah, true. So if you copied that and then you're unhappy about it, then
depending on who you ask, Captain Marvel was not good at all.
Yeah.
So that's not us. Well,
maybe
it's not me. I thought Captain Marvel was alright.
Maybe it was the same ending as Endgame.
How?
They had time travel. They had this whole time travel segment that they had to cut out because Endgame.
They've already done time travel.
No, they did it again. They did again. They did again.
They had a whole movie, so we'll talk about. So there's previous X-Men movies, right? And
there's previous X-Men movies. Yeah. I thought this was the first one, so I was so confused.
Well, it doesn't matter because it's not linked to the previous ones. It feels like it does its own thing.
Yeah, which isn't the worst thing. It's a standalone. It's a standalone feature.
But at the same time, it's like using the same characters as the previous
Would you
one.
rather watch 4 hours of X-Men movies, or would you just watch this one?
I would rather watch 4 hours of X-Men movies.
See, that's where you're different from me. I would just watch this one.
Well, it depends which X-Men movies, but I would probably watch pretty much any of them except this one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a ranking of what we think.
You hate this a lot more than once you came out of the movie. I thought you liked it after.
No, I
Not
didn't.
liked it. You did hate it, but you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is.
Yeah, but you've seemed to sour on it a little bit in the last 24 hours.
That's probably because I just can't remember it. But it's not the worst movie. Like I don't think it's the worst superhero movie ever made.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I think there's definitely worse ones than this.
Fan Four Stick. You haven't seen Fan Four Stick.
I haven't, no.
Yeah.
But Simon Kinberg was the writer for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the old Fantastic Four movies are pretty bad.
They're probably still better than this though. At least they're not boring. Are they? I can't remember those either.
I know. I think they are boring.
I think Justice League is worse than this.
Ooh, that's a tough one. No, I think I had fun with Justice League. I would watch Justice League. I've watched Justice League 5 times. I'll probably watch it again.
I can't believe you watched it 5 times. No, I thought Justice League was. It's hard to say. They're both pretty similar in terms of like they've gone through a lot of reshoots and like the actors don't care, and I don't think the director cared after a certain point. So basically, what happened with this movie is I think they finished the movie, right? They finished it, but then Disney took over Fox after they finished it, didn't they?
I can't exactly remember because it's been going on for so long, but I don't think the Disney Fox thing mattered that much with this movie. I think it was more that they didn't like what
the output was.
The output was.
Yeah.
And then they had to do a lot of reshoots to fix it. It wasn't anything to do with Disney.
Yeah,
Fox.
but I think...
Yeah. And there's a lot of actors that they had contracts to come back to this movie and they didn't want to come back. And they just didn't want to be there.
So they did come back, but they didn't want to.
Yeah, they did come back.
But they didn't want to. Okay.
Yeah. There's one particular one that is very obvious. Well, Jennifer Lawrence did not want to be in this movie.
Well, she didn't want to be in any of them.
No, she wanted to be in First Class.
Well, yeah. Yeah, she wanted to be in that because she wasn't...
And I don't think she minded being in Days of Future Past.
She was sort of like
and then she
the main character in that, so yeah.
And then she soured on an Apocalypse, and she did not want to do this movie.
I don't think a lot of them wanted to do it.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of them.
But I actually thought Jennifer Lawrence wasn't that bad in this.
For the 5 minutes that she's in,
Yeah.
For the one day of shooting that she did,
I think she sort of cared a little bit.
For the one day shooting that she did.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get into spoilers. We'll do our Infinity Stone rating first. This could be a historic low. Let's have a look.
No, but like it has all the Infinities. No, not all of them. It has, I counted. It has 3 of them.
Does it? Okay, well, let's see. Does it have the soul? Definitely no.
No.
Definitely not. Does it have time? No.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. What it has Jean Grey when she's younger.
That doesn't count.
No, it does count. Because they go from the 70. What the hell is this time?
Well, this
The
movie's in
80s?
1992.
And it shows Jean Grey in the 80s, and then it shows her in the 70s. No, sorry, in the 80s and then the 90s.
That still doesn't count.
No, it does.
That was just a flashback.
Yeah, it counts.
Okay, we'll debate about that after this. But the Power Stone?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Jean Grey's powerful. She's got the Power Stone. She's the Dark Phoenix. She kills all these people.
I guess so. Yeah, okay. I guess if it's going to have any stone, it's going to have the Power Stone, I guess.
Yeah.
Does it have the Mind Stone?
No.
It's mind numbing. So, so if anything, it doesn't have the Mind Stone. Does it have the Reality Stone?
No.
Well, it doesn't for 2 reasons. Obviously, X-Men isn't realistic.
There's also this stupid part that brought me way out of the reality, where the president's got a phone on his desk that has X-Men written on it.
It's just X. It's just an X.
What the hell is this? Like, when did this happen?
I actually laughed when I saw that. Yeah. He's got like a phone. It's on his like main desk as well. He's got like his normal phone, and then he has this phone just for X-Men. It's got an X on it.
It's got an X on it.
In case he forgets.
Like, what the hell is this? That brought me out of reality. Because in no world would that ever happen.
Yeah, it had an X. And then also the characters in this movie, they're like just stupid.
And they say stupid stuff.
Yeah. And they're like completely different to the previous versions of these characters, pretty much. A lot of them are very uncharacteristic.
But it does have the space stone. Because they
It,
go into space.
Yeah, I guess so. So it has a space stone. So you reckon it has...
I reckon it has 3.
So you reckon it has time, power, and space?
Yeah.
I reckon it only has power and space.
Give it a half.
Okay.
2.5.
2.5 out of 6.
Yeah.
Infinity Stones. Okay. But overall, I don't think it was very good, and it's not going to last in the cinemas for very long.
No. Mostly because of that phone thing. that really pissed me off.
Okay, so we'll jump into spoilers. The movie starts off with Jean when she's a kid, and she's in a car with her parents, and then she kills her parents. Accidentally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you find out later it's just the mum.
Yeah.
What does she actually do? Does she put her mum to sleep?
I think so. I guess so. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention after a certain point.
I think she puts her mum to sleep, and then she swerves into the other lane and bashes into another car and dies. Apparently the father survives, but Charles doesn't tell her that he survives because he suppresses her memory, so she forgets the event.
Yeah, look, he shouldn't have suppressed her memory. What he should have been teaching her is the importance of airbags in cars and how that would have saved her mother.
Yeah.
He's really gone about it the wrong way. Yeah.
And that's why she's so angry at him.
Yeah, look, there was no Takashi airbags.
And then after that, Charles takes her to the mansion, and she becomes a student at his school.
And then she becomes Joe Jonas's girlfriend, Sophie Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And then they flash forward, and suddenly they go into space for some reason.
They go to space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the president calls Charles on his X-Men phone and says, "Hey bro, can you go to space for me?"
Yep, that's exactly what happens.
So when did they... Is this something that happened at the end of X-Men Apocalypse when did they save everyone? I don't know. Why is the president so good on good
friends.
terms?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
What actually happened?
They go to this like African?
Yeah.
No, South American. It's a South American village.
No, it's. I thought it was Africa. I thought it was in Egypt.
Oh yeah, it is in Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Egypt, and they go and they save that place.
They saved that place. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's where Storm is from.
Another character that does nothing in this movie.
She actually does nothing in this movie.
But for some reason she's in it.
So then we flash forward. They go to space. They save the astronauts who are stuck in space for some reason. And
They were going to space. There was an Endeavour, and they're stuck there. So the X-Men went
and save them.
and saved them.
Yeah, but in the process, Jean becomes Dark Phoenix,
It becomes Dark Phoenix.
even though she had the Phoenix in her
at the end of X-Men.
at the end of Apocalypse.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she had it, right?
Apocalypse. Yeah, because she turns into a phoenix at the end. Well, she gets wings. I don't know, but apparently not. Now she's Dark Phoenix. Maybe she had the Phoenix, but she didn't have the Dark, so they put the Dark in her. Now she's Dark Phoenix. Yeah.
So she gets it, and then
She goes through this like constant crisis of, I don't want to kill people, and then the next second she starts killing people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you don't want to kill people,
Just
don't kill them. Like, why?
well, firstly, she's okay with it. She's like, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. And then she goes to like this weird party in the woods.
They have like this rave in the woods where this chick's got fairy dust, and then she's like singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks kind of nice actually.
And then Cyclops is another useless character in this. He's a useless character in the whole X-Men franchise.
Yeah, they really shaft him. They shaft him real good.
He's actually he's one of the main characters in X-Men, but he's just a secondary, like not even secondary. He's just a guy in all the movies, even the original X-Men movies. And in this, he's just completely useless as well. Yeah, basically back to Jean. She ends up having one of her
Dark episodes.
Yeah, her episodes, her Dark Phoenix episodes in the woods, and then
she flies away.
And then Charles is having Charles is having dinner with the president or something, isn't he?
Oh no, this was hilarious. This was one of my favorite parts. I forgot about this. So Charles is getting like a medal with the president, and then he realizes that Jean's done something. He's like shaking everyone's hand, and he realizes Jean's like passed out. He's like, "Sorry everyone, I gotta go," and he leaves, and no one cares, and no one says anything. No one even looks at him. No one cares.
Not even the president. He's like, yeah, whatever. So he leaves, and then they figure out that there's something wrong with Jean, and then Jean leaves because she figures out that her father's still alive for some reason.
Yeah, her dad's alive.
And
so
then-
she goes meets her dad, and then her dad's a dick. And then she kills Jennifer Lawrence.
Like the person.
She mercy kills Jennifer Lawrence.
It's pretty funny when
She like
kills her.
euthanizes her because she's having such a bad time.
I think that was in the script. Like Jennifer Lawrence is like, I have to die within the first 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, please kill me. Just please.
Any more than that, and I'm just walking out.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we'll make
kill
sure you
you.
die.
Yeah.
We'll make sure you die. For some reason, you'll die. It's funny how she dies as well. It's like she
She like gets thrown into like a spikes or something. I don't know. It's pretty funny. We laughed.
Yeah, she dies. And then all the little kids at Charles's school, they're like, did Jean kill Mystique? And then they're like, yeah.
Cyclops like, yeah, she did.
And then he's like, well, yeah, she did, but it wasn't her. And then Storm's like, you're an idiot. It was her.
Like, we were there. We were there. And this is when it starts, when Jean goes to all these different places complaining that she doesn't want to kill people. And while she's there, she tries to kill everyone.
And then for some reason she goes to, I'm pretty sure it's meant to be Genosha, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, except it looks shit. It looks like a jungle.
They're still building it. It's like slums.
Yeah. So basically that's where Magneto hangs out these days.
Yeah.
And like, she goes and meets him and he's like, why are you here? And he keeps asking her where the blood's from.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to say where the blood's from.
So whose blood is that? And she's just crying. He's like,
And then she's like, how do you kill people but not kill them? And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
so why the hell are you here?
Yeah.
And then he keeps going, whose blood is that? And then the army turn up for some reason.
I don't even know how they knew she was there.
Yeah.
No, but they don't know she's there. Oh,
Yeah, they don't. They think she might be there.
Yeah, yeah.
So they turn up, and then Magneto's like, yeah, go away. This is my house.
What's the part that goes for too long?
I'll tell you now. So he's like, go away. And then Jean comes out,
Yeah.
and she's like, I'm going to kill all of you.
Yeah.
And she like starts killing them. Well, I don't think she actually kills any of them. She
No,
just
I don't
like...
think she just destroys a helicopter.
She just destroys a helicopter. And then she's going to use one of the other helicopters to like decapitate the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And then...
Oh, are you talking about the part when Magneto's trying to stop her?
And then they have this force battle for like 5 minutes.
It's not that long. It's not that long. It's 1 minute tops.
They're basically just standing there with their arms up, both of them,
Yeah.
like for a very long time. And then the army bail because Magneto's like, yeah, just get out of here. And then they bail. And then Jean bails.
Yeah, and then she flies away as well. No, he tells her to leave, then she leaves. Yeah.
And then where does she go? She goes to a bar.
Yeah, and then she meets Jessica Chastain.
And she makes everyone think that she's an old person.
Yeah.
Yeah, an old man. And then Jessica Chastain. We didn't talk about Jessica Chastain. So she's happily having this dinner in the woods. Like they have a cabin
Not in the
woods.
woods. She's got like a cabin, a
like
waterfront cabin.
It's like a farmhouse or something. Like,
No, it's like a waterfront cabin.
yeah, it's a nice place. I
Yeah,
think
it's a nice place.
They're doing
Yeah.
pretty well.
Yeah.
I think they're having a nice dinner with the friends.
Yeah.
And then she hears her dog barking, so she walks out, and the dog keeps barking, and he's looking out. He's looking into the woods, and he's barking, and then Groot turns up. Did you think it was Groot?
No, I didn't. I didn't think it was Groot.
Like when I saw it, I'm like, that looks like Groot, but it wasn't. It was basically these shape-shifting aliens.
Who are meant to be the Skrulls, but they never refer to them as the Skrulls.
Yeah, they're basically meant to be Skrulls, but I think Captain Marvel came out and they're like, shit, we can't call them Skrulls anymore.
So they didn't call them anything. They
They didn't even give them names.
they don't have names. They're just people
They don't
that
have-
walk around.
They don't have character or names. So
Yeah.
they're just these entities that walk around. And basically that, I think one of the shape-shifting aliens kills Jessica Chastain and she turns into Jessica Chastain.
Yeah.
And she walks into the dinner and then they're like, what's
And then
wrong
she
with you?
she walks in and she's just looking at the table and everyone looks at her and they're like, what's wrong with you?
And then
And then she
kills
just
them.
kills them.
And how does she kill people? Does she like...
She squeezes their tummy.
Yeah.
she makes them have like a serious ab contraction.
That's her introduction. we don't know what the hell's going on.
And we still don't.
Yeah, we still don't. We don't know who she is, why she's there. And then she goes to this pub. Well, actually, she first goes to Jean's dad's place, and then she kills him as well.
Yeah, she squeezes his tummy as well. She loves squeezing people's tummies. But she doesn't squeeze anyone's tummy after that.
Yeah, I think that's the last one she does.
That's the last tummy squeeze she does, yeah.
Even though she could do it many more times.
Yeah, she has many opportunities to do it.
But she doesn't.
She doesn't. Yeah.
And then she back to Jean. She meets Jean at the pub, and then
they have a good chat. And
they have a good chat. They have a bit of a drink. They have a good chat.
And then she's like, "Can I kill people but not kill them?" And she's like, "Let's kill everyone." And then Jean's like, "Yeah, let's do
Sounds
it."
Sounds good. And then, this was actually the funniest part of the whole movie. So they're in New York. They go to this apartment. And they walk up the stairs. And she's like, I'll show you what's required. I'll show you what to do. And they walk into this bedroom. And they walk to this like apartment with the bedroom. And Jane's like, is this what you wanted to show me?
It's just a bed.
And then she shows us some like weird, there's this like 5-minute explanation scene where she tells her like the whole reason why they're there. Something about the dark. What is it? What is that thing? What is the thing that's in Jean?
The Dark Phoenix.
What does she call it?
She calls it the Dark Force.
It's just
she calls
some
it a force. Yeah,
it's just some force that they wanted.
Yeah, it's midichlorians.
and like, okay, fine. And then she's like, yeah, if you use this, you can do all this cool stuff. Like you can kill people, but you can like also make people come back to life and stuff, or like grow plants and
she's like, yeah, let's
trees and stuff. And she's like, okay. And then Charles figures out where
Magneto figures out.
No, Magneto figures out where she is.
And then Charles figures out where Magneto's going.
And then Charles figures out where Magneto is.
And then they all end up in the same spot.
And then they all turn up in New York. And then they have a mini fight for some reason. Because Magneto's like, I'm going to kill her.
And then Hank's like, I'm going to kill her too. And then Cyclops like, don't you fucking kill her.
As in literally, that's what he says.
Yeah. And then Charles is like, oh, you're my old friend. Don't kill her. That's basically what happens. Yeah. Charles is for some reason like a really bad person in this movie.
Yeah, he's like, he's just, you don't like him. There's like no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
And there's no reason why.
Yeah. Like Hank, there's this part where Hank's like having a bit of a sulk and he's having a drink, and then Charles turns up.
He's drinking water, and then Charles tries to make him an alcoholic.
And then brings some scotch, and then they have a bit of an argument, and then Hank's like, I'm going. And he goes and hangs out with Magneto for a bit.
And then about 10 minutes later, he's like, yeah, we should probably not kill Jean. Yeah. And then Magneto's like, yeah, we should probably not kill Jean too.
Yeah. You know what? Raven wouldn't have wanted it. Who cares? Raven didn't know what she wanted.
Raven probably would have killed her. She was an assassin.
Try to make the whole thing around Raven dying. Like, they try to make it all emotional and stuff, but no one cares.
No one cares.
Absolutely no one cares. They have this little battle, and then Jean blows up. Well, not blows up. Like, she, like, destroys Magneto's helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, she could have just killed him. I don't know why she didn't kill him then. And then she, like, chucks him out the window, and he, like, lies down for a bit. And suddenly in this movie, all the army and stuff, they have these like mutant tranquilizing stuff.
Yeah, tranquilizing plants. Yeah.
So where did that come from?
I don't know. They figured those out.
And then Charles goes in, and Charles is like, "Don't do this."
Charles like walks up the stairs like a puppet.
Yeah. So she makes him walk up the stairs,
which is very awkward for no reason.
Yeah. And then she reads his mind, and she's like, "Oh, you're not such a bad bloke after all." And it's like, "Okay, I won't do this. I won't do this stuff." And then Jessica Chastain's like, "Can you give me the powers then?"
And she's like, "Sure, why not?"
And then Charles is like, "Don't do it. She's going to destroy the world."
And then Cyclops comes in and shoots her.
And then Cyclops turns up and he shoots Jessica Chastain onto the roof.
And then everyone gets taken into the train.
And then everyone gets tranquilized and gets taken to this train. Where's the train going?
I don't know, actually. Where's the train going?
No one knows.
Good point.
No one knows where it's going.
Yeah.
They're in a train.
It's going somewhere.
They're all kind of locked up.
They've all got these things that stop them from using their powers.
Jean gets her own.
Jean gets a special one where she gets to lie down because she's a bit tired.
Yeah.
But everyone else has to sit up for some reason.
Everyone else is sitting up.
She's gone to sleep because she's a bit tired.
Yeah.
She's
And then-
taking a nap.
And then the Skrulls turn up.
And they just jump onto the train. They're all on the train.
And then they just jump on the train and they're like, where's Jean? And then the army guys, they're like, you guys shut up and stay here. And then Charles and everyone's like, we can help you. They're not mutants. There's something else. They're going to kill you. And they're like, shut up. And then they all die.
They all die.
And then they all die, except for one guy. And he's like, we should have probably listened to you like 5 minutes ago.
So he lets them all loose, and then he dies. And then for some reason, Nightcrawler really connected with this bloke. He really had an emotional connection with this guy.
Did he?
I don't know why he did. As soon as he dies, Nightcrawler gets so pissed off, and then he starts absolutely massacring everyone. He takes this chick and puts her in front of the train and lets the train run over her. He's basically a psychopath. He becomes crazy because he really connected with this one army bloke. And then
basically everyone goes a bit crazy.
Yeah, everyone's just killing everyone. Cyclops is carrying Charles because he's a liability.
Yeah, he's carrying him to Jean, and then Magneto does some cool stuff here.
Magneto does. There's this one part where he like crushes the carriage of the train.
Yeah.
And then he chucks it back. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. And then he gets all the guns and he points them at Jessica Chastain and he gets them all to shoot. And
then nothing happens.
Nothing happens. And then Jessica Chastain just like pushes him aside.
Yeah, she doesn't squeeze his tummy, even though she could have.
Yeah.
She could have squeezed his tummy, but she didn't.
She's like, get out of the way. And then
Storm's trying to stop global warming outside.
yeah, Storm. What does she do?
She's trying to stop global warming.
Yeah, she's just out there doing stuff.
And Hank is like jumping places.
Yeah, he's just jumping.
Also, we forgot this part. There's this random part at the start when Hank is in beast form, and then he randomly just switches to human form, like Mystique.
Yeah.
He like switches from beast to human form.
Wasn't there a whole like subplot in one of the previous movies that they're like, we're mutants and we should like
Embrace it. Yeah, it's first class.
we should like embrace who we are.
Yeah.
And then after that, they're like, nah,
They're like, I don't want to do this makeup thing anymore.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Anyway,
So
Hank is jumping around, just like running and shit.
yeah. And he's just doing beast stuff.
Beast stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, he's got his glasses on and then he takes his glasses off and kicks people in the face.
Yeah. Oh, there was this really funny part where Jessica Chastain turns up and then she's like, give me Jean. And then Beast is like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. So they all try and stop her, but she defeats all of them. She's going to kill Jean. No, she's going to take all the powers from Jean.
Yeah, she's going to take all. And then Jean has this.
She has this combo with
she has
Charles.
a little chat
She has
with Charles. And
deep and meaningful
yeah,
with
and
Charles.
she's like little Jean, not
For some reason she's
not
little
Sophie Turner
Jean.
Jean.
Is it because Charles is a pedophile? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. Yeah.
Yeah, she's little Jean.
Yeah.
And she's like, let's go into your mind for a bit because my mind's like stuffed up. And then she's like, I know what to do now. I have to kill Jessica Chastain. And then she gets up
And she kills him.
and then she like saves everyone in the train. All the friends anyway. All the ex-friends. She's like, yeah, you start. You guys will be fine. And then she has a mini battle with Jessica Chastain. She takes her to space and she kills her.
And she suicides.
And she turns into a phoenix.
Yeah, I missed that part because I was bored. But apparently she turns into a
Yeah,
phoenix.
she turns into a phoenix. And then, that's it. That's it.
And then Charles and Magneto play chess in Paris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for some reason.
And Charles retires.
Beast
becomes headmaster.
Yeah, Beast becomes... And they change the name to Jean Grey.
Yeah, Jean Grey School for Special Kids or something. Yeah.
Well, what's it called with special abilities?
Gifted children.
Gifted abilities or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they change the name and Cyclops is... What does Cyclops do?
He puts up the sign.
He puts up the sign. That's all
he's
he
now
does.
like Hagrid for the Charles Xavier School. He's like the caretaker.
And Storm's
trying to stop global warming.
Aren't they like a bit young to be professors?
I don't know. Also, she grew up in the slums in Egypt.
Yeah.
I don't think she knows a lot about history or whatever to teach someone that.
Yeah. So that's the end, and then there's a little bit of a hint for a sequel at the end because you see the phoenix in the sky.
I hope they make that sequel. That sequel's definitely coming. They're definitely going to make that movie.
So the biggest disappointment of this movie was that Charles doesn't
That it
say...
was made.
Well, yes, yeah. That it was made without the scene where Charles says, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I was really, really disappointed.
Yeah, because in the trailers, you might have seen the trailers. The trailer's actually more entertaining than this movie. But in one of the trailers, there's a scene where Cyclops is like, what should we do? And then Charles is like, I don't know what to do. And that was it.
Yeah.
But he never says it. But I guess he actually, for basically this whole movie, he doesn't know what to do. So he could have said it at any point in time.
It's implied. It's implied that he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the movie. What a movie. Brilliant.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Anything else we want to say?
No.
It wasn't that bad. That being said.
I wouldn't recommend anyone to go watch it. Like if you're bored on a Wednesday night and you're in bed,
Yeah.
don't know what to do.
Yeah, if you like Charles.
If you like Charles,
If you're helpless and you don't know what to do,
don't know what to do.
then watch this movie and you'll feel even more helpless.
Yes, exactly.
It won't help you at all, but yes.
Yes.
But that is the end of the X-Men franchise as we
X-Men.
know it.
Phoenix Dark
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Did you like this movie better than Last Stand?
I can't remember Last Stand.
I think the actors actually cared a bit in that movie.
I think I don't think I like that movie though. I
don't
remember
like it.
not liking it a lot. Like
Yeah, I don't like it either, but maybe this, I don't know. Like, I still wouldn't watch either of those.
yeah.
I wouldn't watch either of them, but yeah.
I wouldn't say one's better than the other. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're both pretty bad.
Should we do a quick ranking? So what's the worst? I reckon the worst is still
Probably
X-Men Origins.
Wolverine. Yeah,
probably still X-Men Origins Wolverine. Then probably this
yeah, or Last Stand.
or
This
Last Stand. Yeah. So this, then Last Stand, or the Last Stand, and this, then
Wolverine.
oh yeah, the Wolverine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Wolverine.
Yeah, that movie wasn't that bad until the end.
It's not that bad.
And then probably
X1, X2.
X1, X2, Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
No, we forgot Apocalypse. Apocalypse is pretty bad.
Apocalypse is probably like somewhere.
I reckon Apocalypse is just above Last Stand.
Yeah,
Going from the bottom, so it'd be X-Men Origins Wolverine, then Last Stand, then, Last Stand, Dark Phoenix interchangeable, then Apocalypse, then the Wolverine, then X1, then X2, then Days of Future Past, then First Class.
I think First Class is the best one. Or maybe Logan.
Logan,
Yeah.
yeah. I like First Class. I really like First Class. I think it's the best, definitely the best X-Men movie.
If you add Deadpool in there, I think Deadpool one's the best one
Out of all of them,
out of all of them.
nah.
It's the one I would rather watch out of all of them. I know people really like Logan though,
I like First Class better than both of them.
but better than both Deadpools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably Logan. Like, Logan was good, but it's a bit depressing, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
watch it all the time.
But overall, they're all just okay. Except Logan, First Class, and Deadpool.
Yeah.
They're all just okay.
Well, it's actually one of the longest running franchises. 19 years.
Also, another thing, do you know Michael Fassbender turns into Ian McKellen in 8 years?
Yeah. And James McAvoy turns into Patrick Stewart.
That's more believable, but because he's bald already. But how does Michael Fassbender turn to Ian McKellen in 8 years?
I have no idea. Well, tell us what your ranking of X-Men movies is, if you have or haven't seen Dark Phoenix. I know a lot of people do like this franchise, but I kind of think it went on for a bit too long. I feel like Days of Future Past should have been the last movie, and maybe Logan should have been like a movie they did. How did they even get to Logan? Like, how did Logan happen? Because how did it become like this post-apocalyptic world after Days of Future Past? Because don't they fix everything?
I don't know. I think Logan's like a standalone movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like some alternate timeline or
Yeah.
something. I reckon Days of Future Past should have been the last X-Men movie. I think Apocalypse was probably not required. Or if they did Apocalypse, they should have done it with Dark Phoenix. Because then they could have had Dark Phoenix and how she turns bad, but then she has to turn good because they can't beat Apocalypse without Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. But also then too many storylines.
Yeah.
Good movies though.
Great movies. But let's see what Marvel does with X-Men. I don't think
Hopefully
they're gonna,
nothing for a while.
I think they're going to bench them for a long time.
Yeah.
Like 10 years probably.
Yeah. Give them a good break. Let them sleep for a bit.
Yeah. And then we'll start with I reckon they should
Dark
start with
Phoenix. Again.
just start with Dark Phoenix.
Start with Dark Phoenix off the bat.
In the comics, Jean is Phoenix for like a long time, and then she becomes Dark Phoenix. In both movies where they've done this storyline, she becomes Phoenix and Dark Phoenix in the same movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll do the Who Am I?
Yes, I'll actually listen this time.
Yes, let's see if you get it.
Kang.
It may or may not be Kang. I will not deny it. Little is known about my early life except that I came from an abusive background. My healing ability kept me alive and youthful for decades. My abilities were further enhanced by a top-secret government project. I routinely stalk and defeat my arch-nemesis every year on his birthday. Over the years, I have been imprisoned by the X-Men and have been forced to work with the X-Force several times. I am 6 feet 6 inches tall and weigh 275 pounds. Who am I?
It's Deadpool.
No, it's not.
It's not Deadpool.
No. Well, Deadpool was just a normal guy, wasn't he?
He's got healing powers.
He didn't before.
After a top secret program, he had healing powers.
So this guy had healing powers like when he was born. He's a mutant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's part of X-Force.
He was.
He was part of X-Force. He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy, but he's a bad guy, but he can be good sometimes.
He can be good as well.
Yeah. Who do you think his arch nemesis is?
He stalks him on his birthday and kills him.
Well, he fights him.
He fights him on his birthday.
Yeah.
Why on his birthday?
Because, why not? It's his birthday present every year.
I don't understand. No, I don't know.
You don't know?
I probably do.
So, I'll give you another clue. He's been in X-Men movies.
Okay. Is he a main character?
No.
The Juggernaut?
No.
Which X-Men movie is he in?
He was in X1. He might have been in X2.
Oh, I know who it is now. Is his arch nemesis Wolverine?
Yeah.
Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sabretooth.
Bloody bastard.
I think some of the listeners might have got it. So it's Sabretooth. Apparently, I didn't know that he stalked Wolverine on his birthday every year.
Yeah, why does he stalk him on his birthday? It's a bit creepy.
And I didn't know he was part of X-Force either, but apparently he was. That brings us to the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Would we have watched this movie if we didn't have to do an episode on it?
Probably not.
Probably not, yeah. We watched it on the second day it came out, and the theatre was
pretty empty.
70% empty?
Yeah, there was people in there, but it was pretty empty.
Bit disappointing, but I think we were always expecting this movie not to be that good, so we weren't that disappointed. If people want to contact us or tell us about how much they love X-Men Dark Phoenix, how do they do it?
They can hit us up on Facebook at Cognitive Recalibration and Instagram at Cognitive Recalibration as well. We're on Twitter at CRecalibration and on email at cognitiverecalibrationpodcast@gmail.com.
And we're available on all podcasting platforms now. I recommend using Spotify, or as we said in one of our previous episodes, Overcast is a pretty good podcast app. So you can check that out because it incorporates our timestamps into their interface. And the other thing is, if you haven't liked our Facebook page, please do so. And if you have, please tell your friends about this podcast if they are into this sort of thing, comic book movies or movies just in general. And also, if you do like cricket, there's a Cricket World Cup happening at the moment, if you don't know. And we're doing a weekly episode on the Cricket World Cup as just a special series. So check that out as well. If not, if you're coming here for the first time, do check out our other episodes. So we've done quite a few other movie reviews. Check out our Endgame one if you want. I think everyone's seen Endgame by now. Or check out our Supercoach, Avengers Supercoach episode, where we had a battle of sorts where you picked a team of Avengers and you debated which team would win. So that's a fun episode. A lot more fun than this one.
It's a bit of a downer.
Yeah. That brings us to the end. What are we doing next? I think MIB, right?
Is that next week?
Yeah.
Maybe that dog movie.
What is that dog? Did you find out what it was?
No, I haven't found it out.
Explain what it is.
There's a movie where this guy races, I think he's a Formula One driver, and he gets a dog. And yeah, that's all I know about the movie, but it sounds very good. If you know this movie, please tell me what it is.
Who's in it?
Amanda Seyfried. The main male actor is this guy from This Is Us. I forget his name.
Oh, that guy.
Viggo Mortensen. Is that him?
No.
Or is that the guy from Lord of the Rings?
No, I think I know the guy is Milo something.
Yes, Milo. His last name starts with V.
V, yeah. I know him. He was in Gilmore Girls as well.
Yes. So he's the main male actor.
All right.
And there's a dog. It's a golden retriever.
Oh, golden retriever. I like golden retrievers.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch that.
Yeah.
You kind of sold it to me.
Yeah. I think Kevin Costner does the voice.
Maybe I won't watch it then. Okay, Kevin Costner.
I think I might be wrong.
Okay. So it's not part of the Dogverse.
No, this is a different one.
It's not like The Dog's Purpose. That it's not in the same universe as those movies.
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
It's made by the creators of Marley and Me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, so watch out for our review of that movie.
The dog movie. Yes.
And maybe we'll do Godzilla King of Monsters at some stage.
Yeah, I've already seen it.
I haven't seen it. Was it better than this movie?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. I'll watch it then. So we've got Men in Black, Toy Story. We've got a lot coming up. So stay tuned for more episodes of Cognitive Recalibration. But till the next one, see you later.
See ya.